Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good day and welcome to another interesting episode of the White Blood Panorama on your favorite channel, the White Blood Multimedia. And I'm your host, Umar Isa Dandago. My guest today is Professor Rabiat Salihu. She is a social media celebrity, I believe, one of the few in her age. She is a professor of physics from Bayero University, Kano. She has been into different community work and she has been into different activities with NGOs from different countries around the world. She's doing a lot of things and her life will serve and does still serve as a motivation to other young women across the country and beyond. So that is why we have decided to host her on the table in order for us to go through her life and learn some lessons and to talk about many issues that are affecting the female gender, the women, and also especially most of those problems that have to do with education. So she's going to serve as our guide and counselor here when talking about a lot of things. She's also listed among the 100 inspirational and influential women of 2015 by the BBC World Service. So this is a great achievement, and this is something that we are going to be discussing in the course of the program. Professor Rabiat Salihu joins me in the studio. Thank you very much indeed, Mama, for coming.
Thank you for having me, Umar. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. I am glad to be here, and many thanks to the White Blood Panorama program. And I want to thank you particularly, Umar, for all that you do and for bringing information across different divides and educating and influencing people in Nigeria and beyond.
Thank you very much. It's an honor and privilege to be able to host you on the table to talk us through these great and important things. And I have to make it categorically clear that I have been trying since I was doing my radio show, Global Arena, to host you. But alhamdulillah, so it's now, this is the right and perfect time for us to have you. Once again, thank you. Briefly, take us through your biography.
As I keep saying, I was born into a military family. My father was a soldier, he's a non-commissioned, was a non-commissioned officer, and he fought in the Civil War. So because of his job, we moved from place to place. Initially, he was stationed in Kaduna, and that was where I was born, in the military hospital 44. After which we now moved back to Kano, and all through the Civil War years here, and then at the end of the Civil War, we moved to Yola, the current Adamawa state, and that's where I had my primary school. And then I went to Federal Government College Sokoto, and I completed my secondary school at Federal Government College Sokoto. Started the 1 year basic school, SBS Zaria. And during that time, a lot of things happened, and then there was a short a kind of break in my education, and then I got married.
Which year?
I actually finished secondary school in 1981, and between 1981 and 1982 I was at SBS Zaria, and then thereafter in 1983 I got married in 1983.
And according to Wikipedia, at the age of 18?
Yes, maybe if they calculated it, the way they calculated it, I wouldn't know, because I was born in 1963. So if I got married in 1983, actually it would be 20. I would have been 20 by then. But probably in the course of maybe, I don't know, they did one or two deductions.
But to hear from you, how old were you when you got married?
20.
Okay, 20.
Yes, 20. Because I got married in 1983 in July. So in April 1983, I was 20. So you see, if we actually looked at, but you know, sometimes in the course of talking and so something, and that got stuck in the Wikipedia.
Of course.
18, and anyway, between 18 and 20 is not so, is a contemporary age.
But the Wikipedia says you are now 59 years old. Is it correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, yeah.
Next year I will be 60.
Oh, congratulations.
So Wikipedia was right in that, and then I think where the thing must have come from was during an interview about how old or how young girls get married in Nigeria. And then we're talking about if they went to school and then they finished secondary school, usually at that time, if they finish around 18 years, they would get married. And I think those were the things maybe that would have modeled it to say, oh, okay, I got married at 18. Because I was saying it was more frequent for those who went to secondary school to finish and get married around 18.
Yeah, that's true.
18 years.
So now you got married.
Yes.
And then I also got to know that after getting married, you stopped going to school.
Yes. So I stopped, and then I did not go back again until
11 years after.
Yes.
11 years after.
Whether it's up to 11 years, in 1990, I went back to do the remedial at Bayero University. No, at Bayero University, they were doing the remedial science program,
of course,
at that time. So I did that, and then after that, I got absorbed into to do the degree program, and then I started the degree program.
What did you study?
I did a BSc in physics, which took from 1991 to 1995. In between, there might strike and so on. But we did my certificate actually reads February 1996. But we were the 1994-95 session.
Yes. And you finished in 1996.
Yes. No, the certificate came out because there has to be the results presentation and then Senate approval, and it is the Senate approval date that now it's on your certificate,
and that is recognized.
That's recognized.
1996 is a year, just 1 year after I was
not
born.
Exactly 1 year, because
I was born
1995.
So that's like a year after.
I can see that. I can see that. So I have children who are your contemporaries.
Oh, great. Mashallah. So how old is your first child?
My first child he was born in 1984.
Oh, great.
So he should be 38.
Wow, mashallah. Is it a he or she?
A he.
Okay, what's his name?
He, Mahmoud.
Great.
Mahmoud is finished at Bayero University. He read applied biology, and he also did some PG program in education, science education.
Great.
And is currently doing another PG program in applied biological sciences. But the strike has also, and this is one of the things that people do not understand, that the strike also affects us.
Oh, when including you?
Because our children are in the university, and they are also stuck and then not moving forward. But everyone still says that we are selfish. So if it's selfishness, at least we will not do the strike.
But Prof, a lot of people think, and some even believe, that you the professors, send your children abroad to study, probably in Asia, some in Africa, some even in Europe.
Wow, where do we get the money to be able to do that? Our children
have international connections.
No, the international connection is just that if you have that, probably you will have access to scholarships, and those scholarships are competitive. So your children will have to compete. They will have to write an exam and see if they pass, and then they get the scholarship, then they can go. So, and I don't think that is wrong, because I have a daughter who got the African Union scholarship, for example. Right now, she's in the Pan-African University of Water and Energy Sciences in Algeria.
Oh, great.
Yes, but it's a scholarship, and she's a first-class student. And she had to, in fact, I remember the day they called her because of these days now it has to be online, virtually. She spent about an hour answering questions on the interview. By the time she finished, she was like, "Mama, you didn't tell me that it's going to be this difficult. Are you sure they will take me? Because I think I was talking blunders." I said, they know how to assess. They will assess you and then see what you have done. So you see, our children may get scholarship and study abroad, but it's an effort that they do, not because we have money to send them.
So it's based on merit.
It's based on
not
merit.
Based on favor.
Even that of the executive director NUC, when people were saying that his son graduated from a UK university, his son is one of our staff at Bayero University in engineering, and he also got a scholarship to go and study. I got a scholarship to go and study abroad. And it is based on merit. So are we now going to say that because these are ASU members, and if their children get scholarships based on merit to go and study, they shouldn't go and study abroad? because we allow others. We also, if I can't, there are countless number of people that have sent information about scholarships and they have tried and they have gained and they are outside studying. So it's based on merit.
Okay.
So and these are the things that people need to get right. It's not that our children, like that, my son, he didn't get a scholarship.
Yeah.
He's not a first class student. He cannot go and study. So he's in BUK. Nothing I can do about it.
He's in BUK together with us.
Yes, together with all other children. And the strike is affecting him. He keeps coming to me every day. Baba, you should have a strike. So,
and do you have, what answer do you give him?
So that is it.
Yeah,
so it's
true.
like all of us, it's affecting almost all of us. It's not a selfish kind of strike. We just hope that, we wish and we hope that it will be resolved amicably and quickly, really.
So let's move on. You had a degree in physics and masters as well in physics, right?
Yes.
PhD as well in physics?
In physics, yeah. And then I did, I have a passion for the environment, and I do some environmental activities and advocacy. So I also got a scholarship to study for another master's degree.
Second master's degree?
It's a second master's degree in the University of Reading, and I did environment and development. You see, and environment, and there's a course in my university which is energy and environment. Energy and environment,
Your
which
university,
came about Bayero University, which came. And I've always constantly been taking that because of that background of doing that environment and development course. One of the sub discipline is energy and environment, and so for a number of years I was taking that course in my university, and also where I visit in Yusuf Metamasule University. And now currently we are putting together a textbook of energy and environment with some of my other colleagues, and we will get that together and to serve as a textbook of reference for students taking the course in energy and environment.
When you talk about energy, what do you specifically mean?
Yeah, here in this case, as the world continues to move, energy to use, which comes from fossil fuel, and this is like for everything, for electricity, for transport, for heating, for cooling, all of that, which we obtain from fossil fuels.
What is fossil fuels?
Okay,
this is
fossil
too much
fuels.
scientific.
Okay, I'll not go into a detail. I'll just say coal, gas, and then and petroleum. All those that come
that produces fire.
Yes, which you can combust. That is the combustion, which can burn and then provide either the energy to either turn a turbine, which will give electricity, or the one that you can cook with it like gas, or you can put in your car, which now gives petrol. You the petrol you put in your car is what gives the energy to have the car move. Because we already said the energy is an ability, to work.
This is the simplest definition of energy.
Simplest definition. So if you put petrol in your car, then your car can move. Without moving is doing work.
you know, one interesting thing about science is that it has to do with the reality.
Yes.
But unfortunately, we tend not to understand and make the connection between science and reality, especially in your own case, physics. A lot of students find it difficult. When you ask a secondary school student, what is, I don't know, your favorite subject, they wouldn't say physics. Help us. What is the connection between physics and real life?
A lot of it for physics is real life, but unfortunately that anxiety and fear of physics that students encounter is actually based on how past tutors and teachers have presented it to them. They presented it to them abstractly, but if they presented it even if you look at the form, the laws of physics, the way they were derived, and Galileo sitting on that tree, falling down.
The gravity though.
And then he looking up and wondering why did it fall down? Or is it when you are sitting in a car and then it is moving, and then you see the trees? Do you say that the trees are also moving? You are moving forward and the trees are moving backward. It gives a relative motion. And so if things like are presented to students in this form.
And
they will see the reality that everyday life, in fact, everything that they do is physics.
Okay.
And that way they would be able to able to relate more and have interest, instead of just coming to just write out all the big equations and so on. But that's
complex to understand.
This is what the way it is presented. And for me, I always tell my students that in all of it, even quantum physics, which is also very difficult to understand, if you were to present it to people in everyday life, and then I say, without quantum physics, for example, I would tell them, you're holding some phones in your hands. And we are doing smartphones and looking at things. There you are sitting down and they're talking to somebody, maybe in Germany, and you can see them. You can even see the way their lips move. But through video calls. Without quantum physics, you wouldn't have that. And then you tell them all that. As soon as you keep relating it to everything that they do, then it generates their interest beyond, and that's what they will need to understand to explain to everyone generally and laymen, rather than the big equations. Save them and cram them for the exams. Yes, but that's not the one that you use to explain to everyday folks.
Okay, I don't know. It's also complex because the students think, okay, like when you say that. Understand that quantum physics application is when you are having a video call with somebody in Germany, and then you can see their lips moving, everything. So it's like you are not encouraging them to think independently. You are just restricting them, limiting them to only that example. Isn't that a problem?
That's just like one example that will now give them a chance to look down into like optics, particles, the behavior of light, and how signals travel and so on. You see, the thing is to generate that interest, that okay, if this is the case, how does it? And these days it's even easier. Once you have those things in your mind and you can you just Google them.
Oh, Google them.
Once you Google those things, you can then read in details and so on. That would be more interesting. And then you get, because once you get those background, then the other complex ones, you will know if it's your field and the field that you want to pursue. Then definitely even the complex ones you will learn. But you as a either if it's not your field, as a layman, you will get to appreciate what it really means. What's the signal generation? How does light travel and so on.
Yeah, very good. Let's now talk about some personal stuff. You got married after you finished secondary school, and then there was a break, like something like a 10-year break. Okay. How did you, what can you say? Talk us through it. Because now we have this problem that men or some women are not allowed to get married until they finish degree. And when they finish degree, then the men out there would be afraid to marry them because, oh, she's a degree holder. She would not be controlled. I cannot control her, something like that. How did you end up getting married and then continued your education there?
Thank you very much. In my own case, getting married was like, it's not something that I actually designed. In the early part, I wanted to do the education. In fact, for me, my secondary school classmates will tell you that I was one of the ones that would not even look at anything about marriage or boyfriends or having. I never get into those kind of discussions because for me it was just focused. I just wanted an education. And
you wanted to be a doctor, according to Wikipedia.
Doctor, yes, medical doctor. And then it happened that there was this situation that got abruptly stopped my education, and then I got somebody, and then I got married, and then when I got married, I had my children, and things just moved in that direction.
Was he your teacher?
He wasn't my teacher. He wasn't my teacher.
Relative?
Yeah, he wasn't a relative. It was more of an Islamic, the Muslim Student Society era, where you have brothers and sisters and so on. And in actuality, it was a kind of situation where you have this Islamic vacation courses, and then when you attend, they say these are brothers, these are sisters, and then some of the top people at that time, they would say, "Na gani wannan brother, yeah, that the watch sister," and so those kind of
So they should get married.
Yes,
so that's what happened.
Yes, may Allah have mercy on Sheikh Aminuddin Abubakar. He was instrumental in saying that, okay, brother Shaibu, I hear about the brother.
Oh, mashallah. So he was instrumental in you getting married to brother Shuaib.
Brother Ali is also late. They are both late.
Is he alive? Your husband?
My husband is late.
Oh,
he's late.
When did he die?
He died in 2016.
Oh, may Allah have mercy on his soul. Of course.
So that's the kind of thing that happens. Now, I have the two scenarios that you just discussed in my family. I have two daughters and then I have 4 boys.
Mashallah.
My first daughter, who is my third child, she's the one I spoke about who got the scholarship
in Algeria.
Yes, in Algeria. She graduated from Yusuf Metamasri University Education Geography, and she graduated with a first class. And surprisingly, she wanted to get married.
Wow.
My late husband was not happy. He said no, she will continue with her school and so on, but she wanted to get married. She got married immediately after secondary school.
Okay.
So had her children. So almost she replicated what I did.
Okay, yes, of course.
Almost like she replicated what I did. She got married and then later went back to the university and then was able to cope with her children, with the education, and then she graduated with the first class.
Congratulations.
And then my second daughter went for the medical field. They were the first set of a doctor of optometry from Bayero University.
Good.
So she graduated. Now she's doing her internship at Mimikano Teaching Hospital. And she's not married.
Oh my God.
So you see, that's why I'm saying that with these two scenarios of people saying that if you finish university, you will not get a husband, and then others also saying that if you don't, we will not be able to get your education. I am able to get all of those in my family.
Oh my God.
My daughter who finished the university and is already doing her internship now is getting married sometime in next year.
Mashallah. Congratulations. Yeah, she has married. She has gotten.
I saw somebody to marry. So you see, it's I don't know how.
So now, how do you balance the equation? How would you advise parents? And
yes,
when their daughter wants to get married, is desperate to get married, should they allow her to get married?
I think that would be the best thing. I realize that if they want to, it is usually better to allow them to do that. And then, if they still want to study, there will still be this thing that
it's about you.
If she wants to study and she wants to get married, she will do both excellently.
Oh, wow!
But if you force her, then you will find that in both cases she might not be able to achieve anything. The other one wanted to, because it's a medical course, which was very tedious, and she wanted to stay in the hostel. It would be better, when you stay in the hostel, you interact more and so on. So that way she stayed, and then she was able to still graduate. But I have very close friends whose children were in the medical field, and they got married, and it's because incidentally, among her the group that graduated, one of them got the best. She was the best graduating student, and she was married. She got married and has a daughter. So that's why I keep saying that these things they don't follow a certain rule. You can't say, okay, because she got married, she's not going to make it. Or if she doesn't get married, that's when she will have excellent grades. It doesn't follow those rules. I think it only is the determination and how you groom yourself and how you your time. You make time in order to be able to study well and at the same time take care of the family. It's not easy.
Yeah, it's not easy. So that's why I want you to take us through your personal experiences. This is a question we got from my physics teacher, Malam Ilyas. Take us through how it happened when in your time.
It wasn't easy, like I said. You need to make time to go for your lectures. For me, probably I would also say the kind of person that I am. I happen to be the person that if I go into a lecture and I listen to the lecturer and I take notes I tend to retain.
Wow.
Yes, so that when I come to now study, review, it will not take me too long a time to catch the courses that I did not perform well. And I will tell you, they are the ones that I missed the lectures.
Wow.
Either one way or the other, I was not able to attend the lectures, and then I depend on somebody's notes or somebody to explain to me. Usually, I end up not doing well in those courses. But the ones that I will attend. So what I did was to make sure that I attend all my lectures.
Okay, good.
I made sure I attended all my lectures on time, and then immediately after the lectures, even if there's going to be another lecture, before the lecturer comes in, I will read through the whole notes.
Oh, great. So you're this exceptionally brilliant.
I don't know if I was the most brilliant person in the room, but I'm like the one that focuses on what I want.
So you understood your capacity and capability, and you took that as an opportunity. You leveraged on that. This is real. This is a very good advice. And
I give to a lot of young girls. I tell them this. I said it's not going to be easy, and don't say because you are a woman they will give it to you easily. But make sure that you put in all the efforts that you can, so that when they see you, they will say, no, this person, I will know that she can do it. She's always dedicated. Don't just fall back and sit, and then in the class you expect that, okay, if the lecturer is a teacher, is a male, he will give you the marks because you're a woman, or if she's a female, she will pity you and give you because it's your gender.
Yes, of course. Okay, that's really important. We're now drawing to the end of the program. We've got like 5 minutes to go.
Okay.
But I want you to address this issue. You are, as I said in the beginning, a celebrity, a social media celebrity. Of course, I have got to know you on Facebook, and then you gave me your number, and we got along. A lot of people are saying on social media that you are the first female professor of physics in BUK. Is it true?
No, it is not true. Okay. And I've been telling people this over and over again. When we were when we were employed by the Department of Physics in Bayero University in 1999, there were two of us. Professor Fatima Salman Ukoki and myself, and we started. We went on together. We were getting promotion together from a graduate assistant to assistant lecturer, lecturer 2, lecturer 1, senior lecturer, and so on. And from senior lecturer, you get to associate professor, and after that, you get to the full professor. And it's like three years in between. So the progression is that by 2017, we should become full professors. But I had taken time out to go and do another second master's degree
in the UK.
And it was a study leave without pay. So 2 years was therefore taken out of my my
career
progression. So she became a professor earlier than me. So
when did she become? In 2017?
Professor in 2017, and then I became a professor in 2019.
Okay,
So this is so if we go by that, she is the first female professor of physics. My colleague Professor Fatima probably maybe she did the Facebook visibility.
Of course, social media visibility.
That's why people keep saying that, but I'm not the first.
And now you're explaining it to them.
Yes, I'm not the first.
That's great.
Professor Fatima Salman.
So you are the second.
The second.
That's great. And physics is a field that that is said to be all dominating stuff. Like the men are the ones dominating it. How important is it to have women that are into?
The importance is that it helps to serve as role models for the ones coming. Because by 1999, we were only 2 of us. And today, I think there are 7, so 5 more females lecturers at the Department of Physics. So, and I believe that it is the role model we served, the 2 of us, that resulted in more of those females, and also the men also given support to employ more women because they saw what we could do. So for me, I think, and I guess more will continue to come.
Finally, before we go, what do you have to say? I have to also admit here that the BBC World Service chose you among the 100 most influential and inspirational women. So how did it feel?
It felt overwhelming because if you go onto that, please, you can check on it and see. You will see that there's this lady who I actually find very inspiring, Muniba Mazari. Muniba Mazari. She's in Pakistan. She's a Pakistani woman who is a paraplegic. She got
yes.
Yeah, you know, she had this story about her husband also abandoning her. She says she has such this. And I was just felt honored to be a part of that. And then this Hillary Swans.
Hillary Clinton?
No, Swans, the one that did this with Clint Eastwood movie of boxing. The lady that was a boxer.
Wow, that's great. So you were among them.
She's also there. And for me, it was just, they just called me.
Wow.
And they just called me and they said I should send in some bio and they sent in a photo and so on that I've been selected as one of.
So who called you? The BBC Hausa or BBC World Service?
It was World Service.
Wow.
It was World Service.
Great.
BBC World Service. And then I did an Discovery Science with this Claire Harman also. That was also a call. I just received a call and I was like, okay, who is calling? In fact, sometimes when I see some foreign numbers, I won't pick, and then the call kept coming, and then I picked. And am I speaking to Rabiat, Salihu said, and I said,
wow,
I
that's
wasn't
great.
A professor at that time, Dr. Ra said yes, and then this is the and so on and so forth they wanted to. So they did several, they kept calling and then I gave them information and so on. So that was how it came about.
Yeah, it's really encouraging, especially to other fellow women who want to look up on you and see that they become like you. That's really significant. I wish you all the best, and we are running out of time, and when we have a lot of things to discuss, we hope when next we invite you, you'll be able to come back, especially when we come to talk about climate change. I believe it's part of your area, so we'll definitely come and talk about how climate change affects us. Yeah, of course, in particular us, and then the whole world as a whole. Thank you very much indeed, Professor Rabiat, for being on the show.
Thank you, Umar. Thank you.
Yeah, what can you say about the show?
In fact, I wanted to congratulate you and to say that you've really done a good job doing and educating people and putting this out there. Your other program was also very good. I listened to this and I kept wondering what happened to it. But I know that in life it's like that. You move from one idea to another one and so on. And I want to congratulate you and pray that this one is a good one, and it will continue to succeed. And thank you for
Thank you very much indeed. That one was Global Arena, the radio show. It was more like a global politics stuff. We were more focusing on the global politics, but here we wanted to be more diverse by bringing more voices and more people to the show to talk about their own issues and their own problems. But at the same time, we are also planning on talking about other pressing global issues, and especially as you know, we used to host different people from different countries then. So we will continue, and we are trying to find ways to use platforms like Zoom to be able to be recording with them, and inshallah we will continue to do that. Thank you very much for your motivation. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
MashaAllah. That's been my interview, a very lively and interesting interview I've had with Professor Rabiat Salihu Said. A lot of our students call her Mama, and I'm also calling her Mama, of course. On behalf of everyone that has contributed to the production of the program and the big boss Zainab Abdurrahman May Agogo, I am Umar Isa Dandago saying goodbye and have a wonderful day ahead.